Good morning or afternoon, whatever the case may be. My name is Andrew Curley. I'm from Salem, Missouri. I graduated from Salem High School in 2000. I have a bachelor degree in agribusiness management and a law degree from the University of Missouri, Columbia. I've been an attorney since 2008. I have been the Dent County Prosecutor for the last decade. Now, it's my pleasure to talk to you today about the Bill of Rights. Ratified by the states in 1791 and still considered one of the most influential documents in history. What you may not know is that without the assurance of an impending Bill of Rights, the U.S. Constitution may not have been approved by the states. In order for the Constitution to enter into force, it needed to be ratified by at least 9 states, with several states threatening to refuse to ratify the Constitution unless it included guarantees of individual rights and liberties. For this reason, a number of the delegates, led by James Madison, set out to create a list of checks on federal power to protect individual liberty. The delegates came up with a number of provisions, and 10 were ultimately ratified that year. Those 10 provisions comprised the Bill of Rights. Now let's briefly discuss those 10 amendments. The First Amendment provided, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. This prevents the government from interfering with the freedoms of speech, religion, and peaceable assembly. The Second Amendment provided that a well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. This declared that a regulated militia was a necessary safeguard of liberty and that the right of the people to bear arms due to the fear of a tyrannical government. The Third Amendment restricts the quartering of soldiers in private homes. This was a contentious issue at the time with Great Britain. The Fourth Amendment protects citizens against unreasonable searches and seizures of their property and possessions. It protects against arbitrary arrest and is the basis of the law regarding search warrants, stop and frisk, safety inspections, wiretaps, and other forms of surveillance. The Fifth Amendment, put simply, says that no person may be forced to testify against himself and no person may be tried for a second time on a charge for which he has already been acquitted. This is known as double jeopardy. The Sixth Amendment guarantees a citizen a speedy trial, a fair jury, an attorney if the accused person wants one, and the chance to confront the witnesses who are accusing the defendant of a crime, meaning he or she can see and question who is making the accusation. In the Seventh Amendment, the delegates were concerned with judges being biased towards the governmental interest, as prior common law courts had been perceived as such. They believed juries were better suited to administer impartial results and established that right in certain cases. Now, the Eighth Amendment prohibits excessive bail, which is money for pretrial release, excessive fines, and cruel and unusual punishment. Now, the Ninth Amendment is a tougher one. It indicates that the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. And why I say this is tough is because this is a more difficult provision of the Bill of Rights to clearly define or summarize. It has been controversially referred to as an ink blot on paper by Supreme Court Justice nominee Robert Bork. I am willing to say that it acknowledges that the other 8 amendments are not an exhaustive list of all of the rights and protections to which citizens are guaranteed. Suffice it to say, its purpose was to retain the importance of undefined individual liberties. Now, the 10th Amendment declared that any powers not expressly delegated to the federal government are to be left to the states. This reinforced the principles of federalism and separation of powers, meaning the federal government could not overtake matters left to the individual states to decide. Now, in conclusion, I hope this has been informative, and I would encourage all of you to read your Constitution and know your rights. There are valuable resources online, such as www.libertylivesforever.org, or you can contact me on Facebook or email me at andrew.curley@prosecutors.mo.gov. Thank you.